Kia ora. This is just a hello because I wanted to just let you know I am going to continue with William Tyrrell disappearance videos. I've only made the one and I haven't followed it up. Usually I'd have made a follow-up video by now, but I've just been busy, and I also like to just make videos when I feel the muse. So when I have that inspiration and I'm feeling like I have something to say to do with a certain aspect of a case, and there are things that I guess I just need to cover with you because I've given you some basics. For example, William Tyrrell disappeared September the 12th, 2014 from a small country town in New South Wales, Australia. He was 3 years old. It was a shocking piece of information when it was announced that William Tyrrell was a foster child. This news was broken by someone who'd worked or was working in the child services arena, who I think is an advocate in that arena. And she blew this open, and it shocked everyone in Australia who knew about the case. And ever since, the foster parents have had their identity concealed. Whenever they've done interviews, they have had their, they've been blacked out, and, their names have never been, officially publicly released. And what I need to do, because this is where we're really at, is I need to just give you some data beyond that to do with the timeline now. So often I'm just going from memory, because when I'm interested in things, I follow it, I download it, and it's in my little modem, as slow and faulty as it is, and I've just got it. But it's been a while, as I said, since I talked about or thought about this case. And I just want to get the times right, because there's things such as, foster father left at 9:04, or did he leave at 9:25? And I'm not quite sure of those times and things, but, there are so many parts of the timeline where there are differing versions, things that are altered later or in dispute, or there's so many statements and things made by the foster parents that they contradict each other, and it changes. So that's kind of the next step. So it's just that I need to find the time to go back and actually look at the data myself, so that when I talk to you about it, I'm correct, because that is on the Humanimal Channel here. That's what I'm about, and that's the only reason why it seems like I'm being quite aggressive about some things. But I think people, when they are, giving their opinions or theorizing and that sort of thing, when they are doing it, but they are mentally, exerting themselves over false facts, fake facts with a K. It's pointless. It's time wasting. They get people talking about things that could just be completely not true, and therefore off on the wrong track, and it really frustrates me. It is important, for example, if something was said by one person, that it's not attributed to another. If something is hearsay, or if it's said in a statement on TV or to a police officer, that these are completely different things, and they should change the course of how you think about excuse me, think about things. So when I start to talk about the disappearance of William Tyrrell with you, I want these facts solidified back into my brain, so that when I'm discussing them and I'm saying 904 versus 935 or whatever it is, I'm 100% down with what has been given in statements, what has been said on TV, all the data that we can read, everything that is data, okay, not just guesswork or anything like that. And then we can go from there. And then we could build our theories upon that, and discuss them, and then work out what we can discount and what we can't. I was just chatting in the comments section to VB about things, and just saying, look, you know, I would like to be discussing missing woman Suzanne Morphew and her ongoing unsolved case. I do have things to say about that, but I feel like I can't, because the channel gets ruined. You know, this Humanimal Channel, this interactive channel, this viewer who makes videos to have discussions, I feel like that this channel is ruined, not only for me, but for the people that do come here to talk about things or to hear my point of view. It gets ruined by, you know, the cloners, the trolls, the bombarders. You know, I really feel if you've got something to say, just say it. You can make I've got people that have made videos about me. Do you know what? And I'm 100% fine with that. Do it, because you've put it out there, and you're being upfront. You know, you're not just subversively being an absolute abhorrent pain in the neck. You know, you're being straight up about an opinion. I'm okay with that. I'd rather you did that and said, that Humanimal, listen to this shit, and then just went through exactly what I said and gave your opinion on it, rather than coming on and bombarding with all these cut and paste things and making up lies, and then cloning me and saying God knows what. So people out there, yes, I've been cloned too. Humanimal, I've seen it with a double L, and there's probably other versions now as well. Who knows what I'm saying all over the net, right? You know, because I can respect that, because if I've got something to say about a specific thing, I will say it, and my face is here, and I'm saying it, and I'm giving you the reason why. It's actually not a judgment on that whole person. It's like I've got people coming to me trying to bitch about Jules when I've said 2 specific things in 2 videos about her, but then they'll want to come and bitch. It's like, well, this isn't a general bitch session that I'm having. I'm taking umbrage with someone who says that they're a qualified psychologist, talking in terms of psychopathy and sociopathy about things, and not and sounding like they just don't understand it. And they're using terms that people then go out and use. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of irresponsible, if you know what I mean. If you've got the opportunity to educate people, freaking do it. You know, so I'm very outspoken. I shouldn't get up in people's grill. Yeah, that's probably true. I do it. I can't help it. But I don't remove these videos. I stand by them. The other one was about Jules, was simply because I felt like she's leapt all over my folie à deux, without really understanding the relationship it might have to Chad and Laurie. She couldn't make a statement about who she thought was the imposer acceptor. She was reading off, and it was like she wanted to announce this idea to people as her own. Maybe she hadn't seen my video. I don't know. Is that vain? I don't know. But she didn't seem to have it really fully conceptualized, whereas I'd given quite a lot of thought to it, and it just was something that just suddenly, it was like this whoosh moment, you know, that I often have, but it's after I've kind of processed things, whether consciously or not, and I'll have these realizations. don't care if they're wrong or not. This is all my opinion. And I'm very open to changing it as well, by the way. And I would welcome someone changing my mind through intelligence and fact and insight. That would be a wonderful thing. So I've made, just specifically about something that I thought I wanted to set right, okay? Which is different to just sitting there and picking someone apart. It is exactly like why I did pick apart, someone who called Barry Morphew recently. Reason being is it was all publicity stunt for himself. And then he could prove Barry right basically by going on and just making a whole show about him. That's all he obviously wanted, because it's obviously a farce, because Chris would know that Barry knows who the hell he is. So he can't be honest. He can't say, I'm Chris McDonough. It's nothing about saying, I'm that homicide detective, and that would upset Barry. No, what's going to upset Barry is that he knows who Chris McDonough is in relation to profiling evil, in relation to the relationship he had with Andrew Mormon. Okay, this is why Chris McDonough can't say who he is, and Chris McDonough knows this. So he's basically just being an asshole, setting Barry up, getting whatever he can on tape so that he can have his show, and then his experts from the FBI, who half of what a load of tripe. And number one, they should know a bit more about the case and the facts before they go trying to talk about it. Because, okay, I don't have anything to say about their professional histories and how good they are at what they do, but you would have to say that you could go through and pick various things out of what they're saying and completely rubbish it. It's complete rubbish. And they're just producing a show, and they are producing it's very, anyway, you go for it if you want to watch that, and take it all in and hang on every word, fine. Anywho, so I just haven't been feeling the muse, and also because the JonBenet Ramsey case is so devastating, it's so heavy, the other cases that I've covered and everything, and I guess jumping straight into the disappearance of William Tyrrell, this is really heavy as well. And all I really want to do with this one is actually just present the case to you, really, and introduce you to it and see what you think, because I haven't got a particular thing that I've formulated yet about what I think, although I've got two theories, that I may or may not share. But anyway, so just saying hello and hope you're all doing well. Thanks for continuing to watch. We'll be coming up to 100,000 views. So, there's, with what I have maybe made private, perhaps we already are there, but we're coming up to that. So what should we do to celebrate? Perhaps you'd like to write something down there, what type of video you'd like for 100,000 views on Humanimal Channel. There's a few OGs, a few original gangsters still here that have been on the channel with me for the last year or so. Wow, congratulations for sticking it out. And this channel has no agenda. It has no There's no plan. There's no map. There's no, this is a completely organic and I don't want to use the word authentic about myself, but all I'm saying is this channel is just a viewer who gets online and she makes videos. I'm not thinking about a series of things and thinking ahead. I don't even know what I'm going to say when I press the record button. Sometimes, as you've seen, I've started just to have some notes when I need to give you quotes and things like that. But generally, I mean, I feel the muse, or I want to say something, or I'm moving forward with something that we've started talking about, and I get on and say it, and then I move on to something else, or I might show you something that I've had to eat, or a little owl flying across the night sky at me. That's all this channel is me interacting with whoever finds me, whoever wants to listen. So it is saddening. I'm going to run out of time here. Saddening and disturbing when we get trolled. I'm sorry that I bring that to our channel.